and welcome to lesson 7C. I can reflect an image and identify the line of reflection. In this lesson, we're going to learn about reflections, and reflections are exactly what they sound like. They are mirror images of the pre-image. Reflections have a line over which they are reflected, if you will, a line of symmetry. And a reflection across the line R, the line of reflection, is a transformation that maps every point P to a point P prime such that R is the perpendicular bisector of segment P prime. In other words, the segment that connects a point to its reflected image is perpendicular to and bisected by the line of reflection. So let's see what that means in real world terms. So here is triangle ABC, which was reflected over this line of reflection here. And for example, point B, when I connect B and B prime, each of these are 3 units away from the line of reflection, and if you notice, they hit at a 90-degree angle. If I connect A and A prime, it again hits at a 90-degree angle. These two segments are both congruent. They're both they're equidistant away from the line of reflection. That is the big idea about lines of reflection, reflecting images. Just like in many of these other ones, the distance is preserved. The length of the segments are the same. Your orientation is preserved. Your lettering order is preserved. The angle measures are all the same as the beginning. The linearity, the figure maintains parallelism, perpendicularity, collinearity, and midpoints. And it produces a congruent image. And therefore are also similar. So let's take a look at some examples. So here's, for the first two, I'm going to do 2 on 1 grid. I'm first going to reflect this over the x-axis. Well, here is the x-axis. And when I reflect a point, I'm going to figure out how far away is it from that line of reflection and then move it the same distance to the other side. So F, if I look, is 1 unit away from the x-axis. So I go 1 unit to the other side to make F prime. Well, G is 2 units away, so I go 2 units the other side to make G prime. H is 1, 2, 3 units away. I go 1, 2, 3 to the other side for H prime. And I is 1, 2, 3 units away, so we go 1, 2, 3 units to the other side for I prime. And so my figure, I'm going to draw it in blue, is a reflection of the previous image. So there it is, quadrilateral FGHI. Now let's look at the going over the y-axis. So here's my y-axis this time, and moving to the other side of the y-axis. F is 1 unit away from the y-axis, so we go 1 unit to the other side to make F prime. I is 1 unit away, so we go 1 unit away again, I prime. G is 2 units away, so I go 2 units the other side for G prime. And H is 2 units away. We go 2 units the other side for H prime. And I join it all up again to make our image. Oh, these should all be H double primes because it's my second one. Okay, now let's look at my next image right here. 3, I have the line x equals 1. Well, if you remember from Algebra 1 and Hooy-Vux, you remember doing this? Where Hooy stands for horizontal, y equals a number, your slope is 0. Vux stands for vertical, undefined slope, and it's an x equals a number equation. Well, an x equals a number equation is a vertical line. So I have a vertical line at x equals 1, which is going to be right here. And I want to reflect over that line specifically now. Well, point I is 2 units away, so I go 2 units to the other side for I prime. F is 2 units away, 2 units to the other side of that line for F prime. H is 3 units away, I go 3 units to the other side for H prime. And G is 3 units away, I go 3 units to the other side for G prime. And I join it all up together to remake my figure. Okay, now let's do the line y equals x. The line y equals x is a line with a slope of 1 and an intercept of 0, 0. And it looks like this guy here. Okay, this is the line y equals x. It splits your coordinate plane in half effectively. So now if I look, F and G are actually already sitting on this line. So to reflect over that line is to land them back in the same place. So I'm just going to relabel them F double prime and G double prime because they don't really need, I'm not going to label it there actually, they don't really need to go anywhere because they're already on the line, G double prime. Now, let's talk about how we flip over this line when it's diagonal and not perfectly vertical or perfectly horizontal. What I want you to do is to think about the segment that would join perpendicular to this red line. So H is half of a diagonal segment away. So we go half a diagonal segment to the other side right here for H double prime. And then, sorry, keep it in red, H double prime. Then my I is one diagonal segment away. So I go one diagonal segment to the other side for I double prime. So now when I join together my 4 points, I get the same figure again, right? Here's my red figure. I get the same figure. It's definitely reflected over the line y equals x. And everything is the same. Each point has been reflected the same distance away from the line of reflection. All right, let's take a look at number 5. This time I want to graph the line y equals negative x. And I like this line because it's just like y equals x, but has a negative slope. Has a y-intercept of 0, 0, a slope of -1. We think about our mx plus b. Now, I'm going to mark this in yellow, the distance away, and then put our points in a different color. So point F is, that is not yellow, undo. Point F is one diagonal unit away, so I go one diagonal unit to the other side. So that's going to make right here, this guy is going to be F prime. Then G is 1, 2 diagonal units away. So I go 1, 2 diagonal units to the other side right here. So this is going to be G prime. H is 1, 2.5 diagonal units. So I go a half, 1, 2 to the other side for H double prime. Oh, single prime, single prime. H single prime. And then I is 1, 2 units away from the diagonal. And then 1, 2 units to this side for I prime. So when I join my segments together, my blue dots together, there's my figure right in there, just like that. Now, the last one I want to do is I want to do the line y equals 2. And if you remember from Hooyvukst, the line y equals 2 is going to be a horizontal line where y is 2. I'm going to erase some of this over here too to make it a little bit easier. All right, so y equals 2 will go right here. It's a horizontal line where y equals 2. Now, if you look, G is already on that line, so it's not going anywhere. I'm just going to go ahead and name him G double prime. F is 1 unit away from the line, so we go 1 unit to the other side. This is F double prime. I is 1 unit away. I go 1 unit to the other side. I double prime. H is 1 unit away, so we go 1 unit to the other side. H double prime. When I connect these guys together, I get a figure that's been reflected over that line. There it is. That's my figure. All right, guys, this is the end of the video. Please take a look at the practice assignments in the MML. Thank you very much.